What's going on, guys? Crazy day today. Pretty big sell-off on SPY. We gapped up on the morning session. The ES had a pretty good gain after hours yesterday. You saw a little bit of a move up continuation in the morning. But once it started to fail, there was nothing stopping it. It broke that rising wedge. We were watching this in Discord. Had a couple of levels called out. Had a couple of pivots towards the high. Once it lost that rising wedge, you basically were negative the entire day. Couple of pivot failures. Couple of retests of the 50 moving average. We saw one retest around lunchtime. Came back to retest that 3044 level. We talked about that in Discord as well. Once it failed that level, kind of acted as a bull trap. You sprung downward, created a new low, and now we're kind of bouncing off that new low. Slight bull div on these two lows here, leading you back up into the 50. You could see probably 30.27, 30.30 by the end of the day on ES. I wouldn't expect much more. The markets are pretty bloody. If you look at the higher time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, it's pretty bad. 1 hour selling off, basically vertical downward. 4 hour tried to bounce off that pivot, had a beautiful bounce, pretty much to the tick, bounced up, failed the Tenkan line, and now we're back down below that pivot. You're slightly recovering it here, but you still have another pivot right around that 30.30 mark that I was talking about. So if we're not able to reclaim that 30.30 by the end of the day, this looks pretty bad. Unless there's some kind of news or some kind of announcement that Trump makes or the Fed makes over the weekend, you most likely will see a continuation downward on Monday. We talked about this in Discord on SPY. You have an inside bar set up on SPY. You don't have real confirmation until the low or the high is broken. We did break the low today, but it bounced off that pivot. So you are still closing an inside bar. What's going on, Josh? So still no confirmation, but it does look pretty bloody. Let me take a look. Did my Twitter... It's been not posted. Yeah, I didn't post it again. Not sure why it's doing that. Not posting my alerts. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me tweet this. But yeah, long story short, no confirmation, but it looks really bearish. What's going on, Josh? You said tough markets, taking it easy this week. Yeah, I think going into cash, going into the weekend with cash is probably the right play. I'm gonna look to probably take some lottos on something here. I wanna get into a risky play on the small account. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet, but I'll post it in Discord when I do decide. Plays for today. I didn't take any trades, but JMA was killing it. JMA closed his Netflix short a little bit before his target. He was looking for 413, that 1 hour pivot. You are bouncing off that pivot pretty much to the dollar. He closed a little early. I think he closed around 415. He took almost a $10,000 profit on that. I think it was like 9,000, somewhere around 8 to 9. So really nice profit on Netflix. He also took, I believe, 2 or 3 VIX trades. He was trading the VXX options contracts. We were live calling out those trades in Discord. And he made a profit on all of those, I believe. I don't think he lost any of those VIX trades. He also had a long on the ES pre-market. And he closed that for a small profit as well. So he had a pretty good day. I think it was close to a... He posted it in Discord. Let me see. Thought he posted it in Discord. Oh, it was in voice chat junk. It's probably buried. I think it was like an 8K day. Pretty solid. Yeah, today will be the last day for our current pricing structure, guys, on Discord. We're going to be locking it down here. Basically, as soon as I end stream, I'm going to be locking the Discord down. There's going to be no new signups this weekend while I update the website. Once the website's ready, I'm going to reopen it on Monday. And then we'll be opening back up for the morning calls. Sunday, this weekend will be business as usual. Sunday, I'll be releasing the summary of markets. I'll also be releasing the write-up, or sorry, the watch list video. So whatever plays me and JMA are watching for the next week, I'll be making a video on those. That will come out on Sunday before the market opens on Monday. And then back to normal on Monday. We'll be doing the morning call around 9:20. I'm not sure if JMA will be here on Monday. I'm not sure if he works or not. SPY's coming down a little bit. Still looking for that like 327 level on SPY. You can see how ES was very extended here. We're bouncing off that lower volatility band, heading back towards VWAP. VWAP's at 3022. We'll probably see a lot of resistance around VWAP, and then that 3030 level as well. From what I saw earlier when I checked Bitcoin was following the SPY. Let's take a look at it here. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty bearish. You failed that distribution low. Now we're coming back in to retest it. Everything below like 96, 97 is resistance. So you should see a continuation down. Probably down to 9,000, maybe even 87. First time reclaiming the 50 moving average all day after that morning failure. So a little bit of buy pressure coming in here. If this does bounce up to around 30, 30, 30, 40, it could form almost like a 5-minute inverse head and shoulders. But you're not gonna have enough time on the SPY. It could form after hours on the ES, slightly bullish. I think I'm gonna look to take some SPY puts though. Either SPY puts or some kind of risky put play over the weekend. I think it's worth a shot. On a small account, of course. On a main account, I'd probably just stay in cash here. Hey, Tokimon, you said, I'm so mad that I didn't buy SPY put at the open. Yeah, we called out a lot of that stuff in Discord today. We had a couple of traders take the VIX trades. I'm not sure if anybody took the SPY puts. But we did have a couple of VIX trades go off on the Discord. JMA took like 2 or 3 VIX shorts, or VIX longs, which are SPY shorts. The VIX was a good play today. I should have followed him on the one contract that he took at $1. It went up to $4 plus. It's probably even higher than that at the bottom. Yeah, I didn't follow him. I've only got 1 day trade left on the small account. If I took that trade, any trades that I took on Monday or Tuesday could not be closed. So very risky. You can see you have a slight bull div down here. Price is slowly bouncing off that bull div. You're back above the 50 moving average, the red line here. First reclaim all day. This is where that morning failure happened. Bull trap. And now we're actually seeing some momentum here. You think airline's going to rally on Monday? I don't think so. I think if the SPY continues red, the airlines are going to get destroyed. That's why I like that AAL put, but I looked it up on the options calculator. With the theta burn, it's not worth it. It would have to nuke for that trade to be worth it. I mean, right now they're probably a little cheaper because of the climb. Let me take a look. Hey, Nick, what's going on, man? Where is my AAL here? Here it is. Yeah, it's still not worth it. I'm looking at the price of the puts on the AAL. They're like 50 cents on the $14. Trade the 15s for 80. Still probably not worth it. The theta burn is pretty big. What's the theta burn here? Actually, it's not as bad on those. Only 5 cents. Right now, I'm not all cash. I'm like 80% cash. I'm holding an APT call. I'm probably going to add on to it on Monday, depending on what we see on the weekend for the coronavirus stuff. Depending on what the price looks like on Monday, I'm either going to cut it or add on to it. That's the only thing I'm holding right now. I've got a Johnson & Johnson Lotto that's going to expire worthless. Besides that, we're all cash. I'm thinking about grabbing some kind of Lotto put before the close. Haven't decided on what yet. We just tapped VWAP. We're failing VWAP. This could be a good place to look for something. I could trade those SPY Lotto puts. Let me see what they're priced at. The 293s are not that bad. Same ones that JMA grabbed. The theta burn is disgusting though. It's 37. So basically, if it doesn't gap down to like 293, you're going to lose that trade instantly. Is it worth the risk? Yeah, I think if I took any kind of lottos over the weekend, it would be some kind of low tier SPY puts. Maybe 293s, 295s, somewhere in that range. Because if you look at the daily, it's really sketchy here, right? Because it's inside bar, you have no confirmation. 100% no confirmation. Very bearish, though. You're getting your first red bar. You're failing a lot of support. Or sorry, a lot of resistance above. You do have a support at 298, right? So this is the sketchy level here. So if you take puts, this could easily bounce on Monday. Just continue to bounce off this pivot. What you're betting on is this kind of like 4-hour chart being so bearish that this is kind of like a dead cat bounce. You're trying to bounce off the 50 moving average. This becomes like a dead cat, and then you gap down on Monday. That's what you're betting on. So anything kind of in this range right here, that's your profit. So any kind of gap down here, you would enter like your profit zone, right? But if you're wrong, and this is a real support and not a dead cat, then you will see that bounce. Hence why it's a lotto. Hey, Keith, what's going on, man? Hey, Will, glad to hear, man. I'll have you added as soon as the stream's over. Yeah, if anybody's trying to pay in crypto, the crypto payments are down on the site. Just send me a DM, and I can handle it. Should I hold Microsoft? Are you still holding Microsoft from back when we called it out early in the week? Or are you holding a different kind of trade on Microsoft? Because that trade's over. If you're still holding based on that, where the hell did Microsoft go? Here it is. Microsoft is still resting on it's basically like Facebook is, Peloton, a lot of the ones that we're watching. It's kind of in the same area where like you're resting on support. It's all going to depend on what happens on Monday. Is Monday going to actually hold that support and continue the uptrend on SPY, or is it going to start a new downtrend? We're at a pivoting point, right? This is very crucial for SPY here, because if SPY bounces here, this could easily go back to the highs, and you could see that 3,200, right? If it doesn't bounce here, this should easily get to 290, and then you could even go lower to probably around 276, right? Betting on plays over the weekend is extremely risky because I can see both ways here. Same thing with JMA. JMA's in the same ballpark with me. That's why he's fully in cash. It is way too hard to call right here. It's honestly not even worth trying to call it here. That's why if you're in a bunch of big positions, it's better off just like closing half, closing fully, taking profit, maybe trying to reopen on Monday. It's in a really sketchy spot. Yeah, Keytoy, terrible timing, man. Get funded. That's what happened to JMA on the small account challenge, dude. He was waiting on his account to get funded, and then it got funded. He fucking loaded up on calls, and the next day was a negative 5% day. So it kind of sucked on that. He had really bad timing on his challenge account. He would have been doing very well. He would be way higher than I am right now on his challenge account if he got funded when I did. But yeah, sadly he got funded right before the big red day. I think I'm literally gonna wait until the last 10 minutes and then take a put on SPY. Just haven't decided which one I'm gonna take. I think the risk is worth it on the small account. Definitely not worth it on a main account. If you are on like a big account, it would just be like a lotto play, maybe like 1 or 2 contracts. I think the risk is worth it though, because if you do gap down and your lottos are right, they will be well worth it. You'll probably be up 100, 200%. Just on the gap. And then if it runs in your direction, you're making a lot of money. But you have a very high chance of losing the trade. You're going to get theta burned out of the trade pretty much. The only scenario where you make money is if it gaps down. If it gaps up, you're obliterated. You're going to lose 100%. If it's sideways, you're going to lose probably about 50% just off the rip, off theta burn. If it gaps down barely, you're still going to lose. So it has to be a decent gap down, probably at least a 1%. So that's the bet. You're betting on it gapping down 1% or more. So a gap down on SPY 1% or more would be at least 298. You probably want to aim for like 297. Because you're going to need like a 2 to 3% move. So gap down 1 to 2% and then continue. Hopefully it doesn't start selling off right before close. I want to let this go as long as possible before I enter puts. The 4-hour is really sketchy on SPY for puts because of the 50 moving average. If we look at ES, we're well below the 50. The 50's been nuked already. You also have a slight bull div on the 1-hour. $30-minute failing that pivot. The ES could be scary here because of the doji for puts, because you have a big failure downward and then you have a doji, right? This could turn into a morning star. So a morning star would be big failure down, doji at the bottom, and then you have a green day on Monday. That would give you a really nice morning star that would lead you into 3,200, right? But like I said earlier, any kind of bullish strength on Monday would probably lead us into a lower high, which we will be playing in Discord. So if you guys are in Discord, I'll call out some calls for us, but it will probably lead you into a lower high. So we'll watch for that. Any kind of bearish strength here could lead to a completely new shift in the market structure, and we could lead into a new downtrend. Because you have to understand, like, if we fail here, most likely going to retrace and then retest this area and then continue to fail downward. This creates that new downtrend. Hey, Mr. Burnsy, welcome back, man. 11 months. You're almost at that 1-year mark. I appreciate the resubs, man. One of my first followers, one of my first subs. Appreciate the long time support, man. A little bit of a sell-off here on the ES. Hey, Oscar, I appreciate that new sub, man. Appreciate the Prime sub, first time sub. Welcome, man. Hope you enjoy the content. I think I have my thank. Oh God, that's not it. Where's my thank you button? Here it is. What indicators are those? The dotted lines. Is that the Oasis indicator? So the dotted line on this is VWAP. The dotted lines here is the Oasis Trading Suite. The dotted line here is the Oasis Trading Suite as well. You have access to it, Mr. Burnsy. Been watching you on and off for some time now. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Appreciate you supporting the content. Yeah, you can test it out, man. The Oasis Trading Suite does all the levels, the pivots for you. It also does the candle colors. It does the trail. The little arrows are from the OTS as well. And then you know all the other indicators. Oh, probably not. This one's a new one. This is the Wick Sniper, one of the free indicators for you guys. This is a new one that I just made yesterday. I'm going to make this free to you guys probably in the next couple of days or so. Going to test it out for a little bit. This is just the Momo. You're still using the original version. This is the new version. And then just a couple of moving averages. So Oscar, we have premium indicators on the website. If you go to oasistrading.io, we have a ton of indicators on there. I think there is, how many is there now? I think there's 6. 2 of them are bundle exclusive. The other 4 are monthly subs. And then we have 9, or sorry, we have 8, about to be 9, once I release this one. 9 free indicators to the Discord members. This one here, the volatility bands, and then this one here are both free. If you guys just joined, I know a couple of you guys in Discord just joined. I haven't added you yet. I'll have you added after stream. Everything has to be manually done by me, so it takes a little bit of time. Alright, Spy, don't sell off too hard, man. I want to get a little bit of a pump before the end of the day. That might have been the pump, sadly. That might have been the pump. We might not get one better than that. That was a perfect VWAP failure. That might have been it. Let's take a look. The 293s are $140 about. A little pricey for a lotto play. Seeing that you're going to lose probably about $60 just in theta. If I go out to the June 17th, they're even more expensive. They're $260. Hey, MDT, I appreciate that, man. We were actually watching a stock called MDT not too long ago. I think it's still on my watch list. Yeah, right here, MDT. Those levels are support and resistance. Yeah, so they're like support and resistance. They're not textbook SR. It's a much different formula. It's more of a, they're like magnets, right? They draw price to them. And price is very, there's a very high probability that price will bounce off of them or fail them. So like, for a good example, we were watching these pivots here in the morning. This 5-minute pivot right here acted as the perfect high of the SPY today. And then this pivot, once you lost it, you can see how we just nuked, right? And then you have a couple more pivots here that we were watching on ES. So you had these two right here. But once we failed, bounced up. This is that 30-40 range we were talking about in Discord. 30-40 bounced off this level perfectly, fell downward. And then these are pivots that I marked out from a longer time frame that were coming and kind of retesting. Yeah, they're kind of like magnets. They draw price to them, and then you just treat them as like SR, where if you're breaking supports, it's bearish. You're bouncing off them, it's bullish, right? A good example is like the 4-hour on SPY here, or on ES, I mean. You had this one right down here. And then you had this one here, right? And you have kind of nothing in between. So you started to roll over. You tried to bounce on that one little candle there. Once you broke this, you closed below it. There's nothing in between to target. This is kind of your target. It likes to draw price to it. And then you fell all the way down to that pivot and you bounced off of it. Another good example is like the 12-hour on the ES. Was it ES? I think it was the 8-hour. Yeah, 8-hour on the ES. You can see there's a couple of pivots back here. Let's see, we got pivots here and then boom, rolling over. So me and JMA, we use them as targets. We use them as support and resistance. That sort of thing. Hey Deja, do you have any tips for creating a good watch list? That all depends on your style of trading, right? So like my style of trading, I'm more of a momentum guy, right? I look for momentum, I look for shifts in momentum. So when I run my scans, I like to look for things that are kind of bull flagging or forming bottoms. But yeah, it's all based on your setup. So you have to figure out what's a good setup that you like, figure out how to kind of put that into mathematical terms so you can use a scanner for it. TrendSpider is really good in this regard. It has a ton of different things that you can scan. They have a bunch of scanners that are built. Here, I can show you an example. I've made some scans recently that I use. Let me log into TrendSpider here. I'll show you. So a couple of examples of scanners that I use. I built like a bull flag finder. So I can scan this, and then I'll go through and I'll look through the charts to see if it's an actual bull flag, if it's a pattern that I like. So like this would be a good pattern, right? So this is a really good pattern. One of JMA's kind of favorite patterns where you're in a strong uptrend, and then you're kind of consolidating into that trend. So I just go through these, see if I like them, add them to a watch list. I got a couple of scans here, like I've got a breakout scanner, probably not going to find much on a red day like today. Yeah, looks like I found Apple. GLW was one that was on the other scan. So GLW is coming up on both of these scans, so this is something that I would probably keep an eye on. And then like Apple, you could keep an eye on Apple too. It's consolidating into that uptrend, right? So you have to find setups that you like, and find how to make a scanner for it. You got to figure out how to put it into like technical terms, and then just scan the market. Let me take a look. AML. You're looking at the daily. Yeah, so you've got a couple of pivots here. You have one at 32, which is really far away. And then you have one right here that you're almost bouncing off of around 55. So if it were to continue downward here, 55 would be a nice target. And then if it breaks 55, 32 would be a nice target. Keytoy, you can use their stock screener. It's not very good though. It's not very good. You can use it for like very basic stuff. It doesn't have like advanced stuff like TrendSpider does. You can play around with their stock screener here. If you're looking for kind of basic scans, they're pretty easy on TradingView. If you're looking for more of the advanced stuff, you're gonna need something like TrendSpider. If you guys are on Webull, Webull has really good screeners as well. Not very advanced, but it's better than TradingView. And then you said LSE. Let me take a look. Yeah, so LSE, perfect example. You see this pivot right here? You came in, resistance, 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 break, support, support, support. So this is like your support. If you break that, you're going to be targeting this pivot right here, 74.10. And then to find some lower pivots, you could probably go down to like a 4 hour. And there's probably some more pivots down here. Actually, no, there's no pivots here for some reason. This is very efficient. If the market is very efficient right here, you're not going to have those pivots. They're like inefficiencies. So yeah, if you go to the 1 hour, you've got some pivots. But yeah, that's a great way to scan through charts. Look for pivots that you like. DraftKings chart looking good for next week. Is it too subject to what the SPY does or independent of general market trends? So it was independent when it was being pumped by Robinhood traders. So when Robinhood traders get a hold of stocks like that, Robinhood traders don't give a fuck what SPY is doing, you know what I mean? So when the Robinhood traders get a hold of it, it's pretty independent. But now it's kind of cooling off. So I'd say it's definitely correlated a little bit with SPY. I love the chart though. I'm not going to show it on stream here because we are looking at it on Discord. But I like the chart. That will be in my video for sure. So watch out on Discord. I'll talk about it. We'll talk about which contracts we're looking at, which levels we're watching. All right, what time is it? 3:40. We got 20 minutes. I want to take a SPY put before the market closes, but I haven't decided yet. They're pretty pricey. Bull div on DraftKings. Yeah, no problem, funds. Yeah, Nick, I think you're in Discord, right? So yeah, I'll talk about it in Discord. I'm gonna put it in the video for our watch list. The E-mini and the Facebook 5-minute are the same chart. Let me take a look. Where's the Facebook? Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah, so during times of high volatility, you will typically see the market will just follow the SPY. It will follow the indices. It's typically during like low volatility or just trends where they'll go a little bit more independent. But if it's high volatility and the market's just swinging, then a lot of these companies will just follow the SPY, spot on. Facebook is another one that we're going to talk about in our watch list. So just a weekly recap, guys. It was a hell of a week in Discord, hell of a week on stream. I appreciate you guys all being here, either in the voice calls in Discord or watching the videos on YouTube or hanging out in the live stream. The plays that we did this week, I'm going to try to remember all of them. The big plays were Microsoft, Tesla. What else do we play? The first couple of trades, Microsoft, Tesla, DraftKings, Nvidia, yeah, good call. Nvidia, Facebook. Help me out here, guys. What else did we play? We had some SPY calls, SPY puts. Nikola was huge. Almost forgot about that one. Nikola was massive. That was probably the biggest trade. Netflix, yeah, Netflix. We played that recently. I joined right after Nikola. Yeah, Nikola was huge, man. I was scared to take it on my small account because it was so big. It was like, I think it was like $3 or something at the time. So it would have been half my small account challenge. But it would have paid off. Those things ran. They were over $10. We could have made like over $2 grand on just one contract on Nikola. Oh yeah, GoPro. GoPro was a good one. Yeah, NCL. Yep. NCL. We day traded NCL. We day traded GoPro. My memory's awful. You guys are remembering these much better than I am. Roku. We called out Roku. I didn't actually take the trade on Roku. I don't think JMA did either. But I know a couple of you guys took the trade that we were talking about. There was a day trade on Roku. There was also a swing trade on Roku. I took Bank of America. We got killed on that. I took MDLZ. Small loss on that as well. I had a pretty bad week. MDLZ, small loss. Bank of America, small loss. Johnson & Johnson, small loss. We're currently in APT. I think that's basically it. We called out Peloton, but we didn't take it. I know a couple of you guys in Discord did. PayPal, we called out PayPal. I didn't take that one either. Let me look at my list here. What else? I think we got everything. CLDR. I called that out as well. Tyson, I called that out. But yeah, the biggest trades, the ones worth noting, Nikola, Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, Nvidia, Netflix, and then the cruise lines. A couple of day trades on the cruise lines. It's a big week, man. Hopefully we have another good week starting Monday. Yeah, I saw that, Sneaky. The rates staying the same till 2020. I think what we're seeing right now, the sell-off, I think it's mainly due to people pricing in negative rates. So I think they were pricing in negative rates. The market didn't get the negative rate that they wanted, and then it sold off. That's why it kind of sold off on good news, because they didn't want good news. They wanted negative rates. Fade the Fed happened last time too, yeah. It's because the market just keeps going up, pricing and everything, right? And then the Fed says something, and they just sell the news. Realistically, I joined after I closed my Boeing the day before it ran and went on permanent life tilt. Yeah, don't even mention Boeing to JMA. He left like a stupid amount of money on the table on that. He made a shit ton of money on it as well, though. Boeing was one of those plays where, like I was talking about this in Discord with JMA, when you have a market that's just pumping and pumping and pumping, just keeps going up, trying to predict the top is nearly impossible, right? So when you're up like 500% and you take profit and it goes for 1,000, you can't beat yourself up for that. Like who's gonna expect Boeing to gap up like 4 days in a row? You know what I mean? So I wouldn't beat yourself up too much for it. I closed Microsoft for 100%. The next day it ran for 1,000. I closed my Microsoft Lotto for 100%. The next day it ran for 600. That stuff pisses me off, but it doesn't piss me off as much as like having a win like Disney. Having a winning trade on, so that's one I forgot to call out, Disney. We talked about that this week as well. So Disney, we had a winning trade on Disney, and then I let it go against me. That pisses me off more than leaving money on the table. Sneaky said, Bulls getting that exuberance, keep the good times rolling. Yeah, Bulls are definitely extended. The put to call ratio, I think I read somewhere, it's not like an all-time low, but it's pretty close. It might be at an all-time low. Looking at how many calls are in the market compared to puts. All right, we got 15 minutes to decide on which put we want to take. I want to take a put. Good thing I waited. These things have dropped a lot. Those 293s are actually not that bad anymore. That theta's kicking in. Yeah, I do have a referral for TrendSpider. You can also just use my discount code DJBT15. It will give you 15% off, and it should link that to my account. DJBT15. I believe that's the code. Let me go double check. That will give you 15% off. And that will also support me as well. Let me double check on that one. I also have a link for Webull. If any of you guys want to sign up to Webull, you guys get free stocks. And it does support me as well on that. I am partnered with Webull. And I'm partnered with TrendSpider, so it does directly support me when you guys use my stuff. Small disclaimer. Yeah, code is DJBT15. And then here's a link as well. But yeah, my bots have been built on TrendSpider. Tested on TrendSpider. I do all my market scanning on TrendSpider as well. TrendSpider is very helpful. I don't use them for charting just because my indicators are on TradingView. If my indicators were on TrendSpider, I'd probably move over. But they're all on TradingView for now. Sneaky said, you think institutional been hedging, getting ready to pull the rug on retail? Buffett, Ackman, Drunken Miller have the last laugh. We're so much money supplying the system, now you gotta find a home somewhere. I don't try to think about all that stuff, honestly. Like thinking about what institutions are doing, where the money flow is, all that fundamental shit. I hate fundamentals. That's what I was just telling people on Discord this morning. The FOMC meeting is like the only fundamental thing that I follow. I follow the EIA announcement for oil as well. Besides that, I hate fundamentals. I try to keep it as purely technical as possible. So yeah. I trade the price action, I trade the technicals, I hate fundamentals. JMA's the same way, we both kind of feel the same on the fundamental side. These contracts, the 293s are falling off a cliff, so we could definitely pick them up pretty soon here. What time is it? 10 minutes? I might go ahead and pick these up. 293 puts for Monday. Very, very risky lotto. Is it going to climb here, or should I pick it up here? Let's see. It's still falling. Yeah, here, it's still falling. It's nuking, actually. Good thing I didn't buy them at $1. They're already at 55. I'm gonna buy it right before the close. I'm gonna let the theta just burn the hell out of this thing. Unless it gets back below this level. If it gets back below a level, I'll buy it. Yeah, USLT. I'm trying to wait as long as possible. Let the theta just kill this thing. And then let the price action go against it. This is 100% probably the riskiest play we've taken all week. So, I do not recommend following this in any regard. This is fully a lotto. I'm literally taking a contract that expires on Monday. The only possible way this trade makes money is if we see a gap down on Monday. And it has to be a decent gap down. At least 1%. If it does not gap down 1%, this trade is worthless. These things are falling. They're already at 50. What time is it? We got about 9 minutes. We're on the 5 minute. Let's watch the 1 minute here. Alright, I'm gonna buy one here. Oh, it didn't fill. It moved up right as I put my bid in. My bid's in at 55. The bastard. Now it's at 58. Right as I click send. I'm gonna raise my bid to 56. You can see I modified it right here. Oh my god, now it's just climbing. Right as I clicked send, it started climbing. It's 60. When you have lotto, yeah, who needs Vegas when you have lotto options, exactly. It's 66. Oh, it's irritating as hell. Weeble wouldn't let me mark it. It said the volatility was too high, so I had to limit. I put my limit in at 55. Now it's at 66. You gotta love it. We'd be up 20% already. I'm gonna let it pop here. See if it fills me. My bid's at 56. If it doesn't fill me, I'm gonna take that as a sign that it was meant to be. I literally would have shorted the top of that candle if it let me mark it. Alright, it's coming down here. 59. 58. What's the VIX doing? $57. Is it going to miss me by a penny for the second time? 56. I'm on the bid. There we go. I got filled. Alright, we got filled at 56. That's much better than I wanted. Or much better than I thought I was going to get filled at. I thought I was going to get filled at like 75 to 100 earlier. Alright, the craziest lotto of the week is filled. We have 4 minutes until close. I like how VXX popped out that falling wedge on the daily. Now we're flagging. The VXX looks really scary for SPY. One of the reasons why I wanted to take a lotto put over the weekend. Look at the volume coming in on volatility. The VXX, the TVIX, they're seeing insane volume. It's pulling back, so it still looks okay for the bulls. But this is not like these other spikes, right? This is breaking that trend. You can see the Momo is confirming that bottom. So this could be a big bear trap for sure. There's no confirmation, as I said earlier. But it's worth a shot. I think it's worth a shot for sure. What is the theta burn on those? Theta burn is 37. So we're gonna lose basically 60% in theta. Let's see if we should have waited till the exact minute of the close. They're basically where I bought them. They're at 54 now. You have 1 minute until close. I'm interested to see how the after hours plays. Is it going to continue lower or is it going to gap up? There you go. Nice little sell off in the close. I like that. 40 seconds left. So once the stream is over, guys, probably 30 minutes to an hour after, I'm going to lock the Discord down. It's not going to be open back up until Monday. If you're in the Discord, you're okay. But yeah, it's going to be locked down after stream until Monday. And there we go, guys. Markets are closed. My contract closed basically exactly where I bought it. Oh, sorry, it's not closed. 36. Why is that? My clock says 4 here. This is ES. No shit. The market's closed. That's actually weird. The ES is 30 seconds off from the SPY. The ES candle does not close at the exact minute. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, we are closed. Let's keep watching ES here. See how it reacts after hours. Nice little sell off. Why are my options contracts still moving? Do these SPY contracts allow you to trade after hours? Oh, you can trade them up to 415? Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that. For ETFs only, okay. Okay. That's good to know. I would have waited a little longer if I knew that. It's okay though, I got a pretty good feel so far. We're back up to 60. Yeah, Weeble, they're still moving, so I think I can still trade them. It's still going. It says after hours, but the options are still moving. So far, I like the price action after hours. There you go, I like it even more now.
Hello, friends.
I took the 293 put for Monday.
I don't know about that. The weekly managed to avoid closing as bearish and
Oh, it's gonna be a wild ride, that's for sure.
There was XLF calls that came in, and matching bank stock orders. So I'm in those and up 10% at close. We'll see how that plays out.
Nice. Yeah, the 4 hour is horrendous. So 4 hour looks like it could fall off a cliff on SPY, or on ES, but on SPY, the 4 hour 50 moving average could kill the trade here, or bouncing right off of it. I'm betting on it being like a fake out, where it looks like it's bouncing into the close, but then you gap below it on Monday. We shall see. VIX was pulling back pretty hard on the close, but the daily VIX still looks pretty good, breaking downtrend. Could easily gap up on Monday. I'd give my trade probably about a 30% chance of winning. Yeah, Jelly, he's 100% cash. JMA's all out. He's holding SPY puts on his... He has the same put as I do on his small account, I believe. He's still holding the 293s. Everything else, he's cash.
Deja, have you ever played the turbos on Prime XBT?
I don't have a Prime XCT account.
Oh my god, so there's like these like short-term degenerate contracts that you can buy, and you basically have to predict whether or not the price is going to go up or down from a specific point on a very
It's a
small
binary
time.
option.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying the demo version right now just for fun.
Binary options is the biggest trading scam I've ever traded in my life. I played around with the.
I don't want to trade it.
Yeah,
it's fun to do the demo.
I traded the what were they called? Nadex, I think. It was like all over YouTube. They were doing fucking ads on everything on YouTube, and I was like, ah, whatever, I'll try it. And I tried it, and it's such a scam. They've got it for like 4x and SPY and stuff.
They only have it for Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, it's like that one crypto site. Fuck, what's it called?
Bust a bit.
No, the one that's really popular on crypto Twitter. It's got that big Messiah guy or whatever. He's like the.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Something with an H, I think, or
Hero, Xro.
Yeah, Hexro. There you go, Hexro. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, we're gonna hang out on stream for the next 7 minutes. See how our SPY contracts close, but it's been a hell of a week, man. You guys are in Discord. I hope all of you guys are green on the week. It should have been a massive week. If you guys want, feel free to post screenshots of your Robinhood weeklies in our Discord on the Gains channel. But yeah, it should have been a massive week for most people. The Microsoft Play, Nikola Play, Facebook, NVIDIA, Netflix Shorts. We had some really big plays. Small losses this week as well. I had a couple losses on Bank of America, MDLZ. I'm not sure. A couple of things that JMA lost on. I can't remember which contracts, but big week. That's awesome, Jelly. Love to see it, man. Especially during times like this, man. Should have 5 more minutes left on these. Yeah, Jamie, I'm getting ready to get off probably in the next 5 minutes. I didn't realize the options contracts on SPY, on Webull, they let you trade till 4:15.
What? Really?
I'm keeping an eye on them. Yeah, people in chat said ETFs let you go to 4:15.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
All right, I'm gonna go play some Tarkov.
Gotcha, have fun. Jamie, I took that lotto, the 293 lotto. I got in at 56. That thing started dying, dude. The theta was killing it. It started rising on ES. Theta was burning it into the close. I got in at 56, basically the bottom. But we're still going to get murdered on theta, so... Like I was telling the chat, if it doesn't gap down a minimum of 1.5%, it's a guaranteed loss. But if it gaps down and runs, it's going to be up probably 200%. The SPY one. SPY 293. June 15th. I was going to take the AAL short, but I did the math on options calculator, and it basically said it wasn't even going to be worth it unless it dropped down to like $12, which wasn't going to happen. So But yeah, I took the SPY one. SPY 293. But I'm up like 10% so far. I think next week, man, I think what we're doing, what we did today, when we were day trading the VIX and the SPY, I could look to probably day trade once or buy it at close, hold it, I don't know. I'm trying to think about ways to day trade, but the PDT rule is going to kill it. But I think I'm going to open up the futures account so we can day trade ES a lot. It's just coiling right here. It spiked up during the close. You're resting at 30.27. Wu-Tang said the close on Facebook and Peloton wasn't terrible. Who knows what Monday will bring, though. Yeah, Facebook, Peloton, their charts are 50-50, right? So they could be really good plays on Monday, but they could get butchered if SPY gaps down. I'd probably say 1 to 2%. Facebook's going to look horrible because it's going to break below that support. Peloton won't look so bad, but if SPY gaps down, say 2% or whatever, and then if it runs down, Peloton will get crushed. But Peloton's been okay lately. It hasn't been following SPY 100%. So Peloton might be okay. 4-hour SPY, JMA, it bounced, but it failed that pivot perfectly on the ES. SPY, there is no pivot there. SPY looks a lot better. So SPY is bouncing off the 50 moving average pretty much perfectly. So if this is an actual bounce, the puts are going to die on Monday. But if this is a fake out, we should be okay. The ES bounced up perfectly into that pivot and then failed it. So we're currently testing it right now. The daily, you're closing a doji. So this could be a micro pullback. You could see a failure down to 290. Or this could be a morning star, and you could see a break of 30.76 into 31.70. And then weekly is holding the 50 moving average and basically all three of my supports here, the weekly's holding. That's a little sketch. The 8-hour was something I was watching on SPY. If you look at these 8-hour pivots, it called the top like to the tick. We don't have any pivots currently. We got one just below us at like 3008. If we look at these pivots, we're below that one, we're just above this one. So if we lose this one at 305, it should easily be getting down to 290. Or SPY here. I think the daily 50, this little gap right here, that is the short target for sure. Daily gap, daily 50. It's still an inside bar though, so who knows? Alright, our contracts closed, I believe. Yeah, they did. So they closed. We're up 7%. That's all going to get destroyed by theta. Little bit of a bull flag here on the 1 minute on ES. Yeah, Mr. Burns, I'll take a look. Yeah, daily's ripping here. He just broke a daily pivot. Four-hour has a pivot on the high. You're just kind of consolidating here like a bull flag. Yeah, 1 hour is failing. So if you get above this 1 hour pivot, you can see this 50 moving average is kind of climbing with price. You get above this 1 hour pivot, you should be okay to retest the high. So I'd watch 9753. Looks pretty good. You're bouncing right off that that daily pivot. Yeah, this thing's just running. That's a pretty nice uptrend. But alright, guys. I'm going to call it. It was a hell of a week. Appreciate you guys being here. If you're in the Discord, make sure to look out for the videos on Sunday. We're going to be releasing a watch list video and a summary of markets to talk about where all the markets are. Oil, SPY, gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's basically it, man. I'm going to be locking the Discord here in probably the next 20 minutes. If you guys are looking to get in, I would definitely join now. If not, I'll see you guys on Monday, and you guys can join on Monday. But alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good weekend. Catch you guys on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are in the Discord, I'll see you guys during the morning call around 9:20 a.m. Eastern. Alright, guys. You guys have a good weekend. Peace out.